Hello. Welcome to a thing.
Hello.
Hi. How's it going?
Oh, we're being crashed by an Ian.
Hello. How's it going?
Hello.
Hi.
Hi.
Right on time. We just started. So.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Hello. How's it going, everyone? What's up?
Hi.
Oh, you should probably make Jessie mod.
I did. Yeah, that's
You
her.
did.
That's her new YouTube account.
Yeah, I was scrolled up.
Yeah. I fixed it now. Hey
Nice.
everyone. Welcome to our August stream. We did not do one in July because we had a slight event called JordanCon, which basically deleted an entire weekend, which
It did.
we've been very busy. I don't know, because the podcast has come out at basically the same rate, but we have been recording a lot of things, and we have been recording things that you literally will not see until 2022. Like the last two podcasts we recorded, you will literally not see until after January. Our schedule is packed. And the next 2 weekends are also completely packed of even more recording. So
Yes, both of Shardcast and The Secret Project.
yes, you will see that one also in 2022. But that's fine. Hello, welcome, Evgeny. What's up?
Hi, what's up? This is a bit late for me usually. I tend to be not doing streamy video things at this time, but I figured
All the
I'll
Australian
join in for a
viewers love this time slot, maybe, probably, I don't know. But mostly we scheduled it at this time because it's Rosemary's birthday stream. And yeah.
Happy birthday!
Yeah.
Technically, it is in 2 days. It's on Tuesday.
Yeah.
I turned 44.
Why does
no happy birthdays anywhere.
Why does YouTube
No.
say the audio
not?
stream's current bitrate 0 is lower than the recommended bitrate? Can you hear us okay? What is happening?
That,
I think
that
people can
sounds
hear us.
like it's
They're
lower than
responding, so
Yeah, they must be able to hear us.
No.
they must be able to hear us.
chat. We just
Okay.
talked about this, okay?
Everybody's ignoring Argent, so I assume they can hear us.
Yeah,
Yeah.
okay, great. Perfect.
Yeah, okay.
Okay.
We've got the
Okay,
list
so
of-
YouTube's just being weird. I changed no
Okay.
settings whatsoever since the last time.
But yes,
Oh.
thank you everyone for all of the happy birthdays.
It's that
I'm continuing
no,
to get even older.
Yep.
It's great.
not-
There was a kitty
Oh.
for half a second, and now she's gone back to being just a lump
shadow.
in the background.
Yeah. Are you drinking
No.
anything in particular today, Evgeny?
nothing special. Just a bourbon with tonic water.
Mm,
My default go-to.
nice.
Once I'm finished with my dinner, I'll have a birthday drink. This is some of
Oh,
my
nice.
sweet revenge.
Ooh.
Strawberry citrus whiskey liqueur.
There
Oh,
must
it's-
be
Oh, that sounds
a
really
name
good.
of a drink called Sweet Revenge. Surely. Name of a drink.
Well, that is the brand name of this stuff, and it is delicious. And it is drinkable straight.
Nice.
Nice.
Yeah.
Why
that's-
am I a black box?
My palate.
Oh no.
So Jess we were all prepared 5 minutes before going live, but then her computer crashed. So yeah. Hello.
Oh, it's because Discord just changed the camera, even though I literally just checked it.
Yep.
But okay.
Brilliant. Hello. Welcome, Alex. What's up?
Hi. I don't know what's up. Lots of Final Fantasy lately.
Yeah,
God.
you guys have played a lot of Final Fantasy 14.
We have kind of taken over the voice show. We have been quarantined to the new gaming voice channel.
Yes, that's right. That's right.
'Cause
That's
we're
right.
in there too much.
Oh, Brian Healy. I'm getting married October 2nd. Can you guys say congratulations to Jen on the wedding? Congratulations, Jen, on the wedding.
Congratulations.
Yay.
Also, congratulations to you.
Yeah.
Yes.
For sure.
No, only to Jen.
Yeah.
No.
Look, that's what Brian said. That's what Brian said. Okay. We did
Arjun, you just remind me of like a grumpy cat
water.
at the moment. You sound like a grumpy cat.
Yeah, it's after his bedtime.
It is. Yeah, that's accurate. Yes, I go to bed at 6 o'clock.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
No.
Okay.
Arjun does prefer to do the streamy things earlier in the day, so we usually do that.
I like my evenings free.
I mean, I feel you there. I like my free time free.
Yep.
As much as I can get.
Also joining us is Rosemary. Hey, how's it going?
No one cares about me.
No,
I'm just
we do.
It's your
do.
birthday stream.
Yeah.
I would like to think a lot of people care about you because we're all here for you.
No.
Why is this so slow?
It's been a busy day. I made some calculated risks and wound up finally taking my nieces to their first convention. Since there is a Kansas City mask mandate right now, the whole convention was masked, and that was why I didn't pull the plug on it. But
Yeah.
they had a pretty good time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Nice.
It's good to know that I did, not, kill anyone at JordanCon. So that's great.
Always for the best.
Or in other places either.
Well, yeah, but especially JordanCon, where I interacted with my favorite author and his employees, and so yeah, if you went to JordanCon and you got an email saying, "Hey, someone got COVID," that was me, by the way. So that's fine. No, Jess didn't get it. None of you got it. No one got it. Vaccines, they're great.
We were careful. We stayed out on the main showroom floor, which has just like giant high ceilings to where it's almost like being outside. We stayed out of the panel rooms, and we kept our masks on.
Yeah.
And I think everyone there was being really good about their masks.
Yeah.
I only saw like maybe 2 dick noses the entire day.
Yep. I saw one in the airport of a dude with an enormous cowboy hat and mustache. He's the only guy not wearing a mask, just walking down. But he eventually needed to wear a mask. It was pretty hilarious.
That's great. I got to talk with some folks I hadn't seen in a while, because there's always certain authors and artists to track down at a big event like that. And the girls were very patient with me, chatting with them.
Nice.
One of the artists that I was talking with, Charles Urbach, he's a JordanCon regular. He wasn't there this year, but he's been there every other year that I've been. And he and I talked for a while, and then finally at the end, he's like, you 2 girls have been really, really good and patient. Why don't each of you take a little art greeting card for free?
How old are they?
Oh, that's so sweet.
He's a really nice guy. He's great.
How old are the nieces?
13 and 11.
Oh, okay. Cool. We also have Jess. How's it going?
Please skip me and come back, because I'm still dealing with technical issues.
Okay. Great. Also joining us is Grace. Hey, how's it going?
Hello, I'm doing okay. I start classes back up again tomorrow, so that's fun.
Yep.
Grace, you are very quiet.
Yeah, that is true. Yeah, that's accurate. That's okay though. Also joining us is Ian. What's up?
Hello. I survived a hurricane to be here today.
Wow. Okay. Would you like to elaborate about the hurricane?
I mean, Hurricane Henri hit the northeast of. I was spending the weekend at my parents', so they drove me back to my apartment this morning, and it was rainy and windy.
Nice. Well, I mean, not nice, but
We're glad you survived.
It really wasn't. I think it was technically a tropical depression by the time it hit land. So
no Grace.
Oh, rip. Maybe she's fixing things. This is the production quality you want. Well, welcome back to streams. Hey, sometimes technical difficulties. All right.
Why is everything like this?
Yeah.
Why
so much?
Our technical difficulties involved us not having internet for a while today until like 2 hours ago. And so it's like, okay, well, the internet's back. All right, great.
Kidding me?
Just
Sorry.
fun as well.
In honor of Sodium is Salty in chat, I have a brief show and tell.
Okay.
I have a salt shaker. That's my show and tell.
Okay. That's good.
Wait, what was it? I missed
also
it.
have a salt shaker on my
He's
a little elephant.
Oh,
I don't do fancy salt and pepper depositing mechanisms.
This guy lived on my bookshelf for a while before I was like, I could actually use him as a salt shaker. And then I did.
Yep.
I just got him
so
because they were
cute.
cute.
Is it an elephant?
Yeah, he's like a little elephant.
Oh, that's
Little
really
thing.
cute.
He's adorable.
My salt
I-
shake is in my bag.
Yeah.
I've got
To
it.
respond to Master Morden, no, this is not the first New England hurricane in 30 years. Like, we get them every couple of years. Like, it's fairly
So-
common to be hit by hurricanes
That's
up
great.
here.
Yeah.
Why does
am I louder
Alex
now?
have a salt shaker in her bedroom?
Why do you
Self-explanatory.
not?
Why would you not have a salt shaker in your bedroom? It's your bedroom salt. What if you need salt in
Pretty-
the bedroom?
The thing is that basically I live in my bedroom now that this is where my desk is with the computer. So I
You
don't
have dinner
actually
there.
eat I don't eat meals at my kitchen
Yeah.
table anymore. I eat meals in here
Yeah.
at the desk.
That's
So,
what I did for a very long time as well. So
Yep.
that is what we did. Yeah,
I did a lot of trying to find a way if there was a place in like my living room for a desk. There's not. My living room's too full. There was no room. So we completely rearranged my bedroom to make room for a desk because
Nice.
I kind of needed one.
Nice. In other news, Jess and I now have 2 adorable cats. They're really cute.
And you can't see them because they have to stay in the bathroom.
Yeah,
Sorry.
we
Next
got
time.
them Wednesday. We got them Wednesday, which was so it's new. We're slowly expanding them to the rest of the house. Also, so that they learn that they don't get to play all the time. So we left to do a stream instead. Yeah. Yeah.
We should finish intros and stuff, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. I think I'm done with all my tech setup now,
Oh, that's
finally.
That's good.
20 minutes later,
Great.
after already trying to set it up before that.
Like an hour ago, yeah.
Mhm.
Show the cats. Well, if you go to the YouTube community tab, I posted a community post because the podcast wasn't out yesterday. I don't know if you noticed this. Because honestly, I forgot until Friday that I'm like, oh crap, podcast tomorrow. So I worked really a lot to try and get it done, and then we had stuff to do. There was a lot of stuff to do. I had to prepare for the podcast we recorded yesterday, which you won't see till January or February, but that's fine. It's fine. I felt very well prepared, so it's good. And you'll get the podcast tomorrow. Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, this
I
looks
mean,
like an
if there's
argument
cats
question
there
chat.
and they're like tiny little kittens and they're like looking at you adorably, then really we all know that you're going to choose the cat
Yeah.
over editing.
Yeah. Well, yeah. And they're also, yeah, so some vessel lore for you. Sky, super sweet. Who knew? You know, you wouldn't know this, right? Sky is super sweet, pretty laid back, is super adorable. Aona, though, kind of a naughty girl. I'm just gonna put that out there.
Kinda. She's a very naughty girl.
She-
She likes to bite,
Yeah.
and she thinks
Oh,
that that's
no.
acceptable playtime. So we're having the fun of trying to teach her not to do that.
Oh, wow. Hello from Pakistan. Hello. Welcome.
Hi.
I think I checked the time zone in India, which was
That's
not
very
super
late,
great.
isn't
Uh,
it? Wow.
Oh, it's very early in the morning, I believe. I think.
India is about 12 hours off
Yeah.
from me. So it's like 7:15 in the morning there.
Yeah.
Okay,
Yes,
that's
yes, yes.
acceptable time to be awake, I suppose.
Yeah. Yes.
What is my hair doing? Weird things.
Oh, I don't know what's going on with Scotch. What else? What else is new? with people?
Heresy is what's going on with Scotch.
Fun things that are happening in my life. Tomorrow I have 3 meetings and a job interview.
Wow.
So
Cool.
that would
Good
be
luck.
super exciting if I get this job.
Nice.
It's basically my dream job, and somebody reached out to me about it that I had
that's a
worked
good
with in
sign.
the past. I'm like,
Unless you're Evgeny, because he gets headhunters all the time asking.
Oh my god, I'm so.
Usually people try to headhunt me for a job similar to the one that I'm currently in, which I really don't like. And so I'm like, I want to get away from this industry into the better one.
Right.
But
Right.
it's actually like a real shot at it.
I still get headhunter emails from Australia.
I
Even
sometimes
though
get
I have
ones-
gone back and was like, take me off your list, I'm not in the country. They still send them to me.
No, I legit sometimes get ones from like companies in Bulgaria, even though I haven't lived there in 15 years or whatever.
You know what'll really teach them a lesson is if you go ahead and say, okay, I'll interview for this, and then wind up having to turn it down because you're in the United States. And then they go, maybe we should take her off our list after we
that
went
sounds
through
like a
all of
bunch
that
of work
trouble
for a
and
bunch of these form
embarrassment.
emails.
Yeah.
That sounds like a bunch of work I don't want to do.
I don't know.
No one headhunts
I
teachers.
will-
no one
will
no one
go-
sends me those emails.
I mean, I've already proven that I will go far for a troll. I have spent an entire Friday evening prank calling IRS scammers.
Wow.
God.
Because we have a digital voice line as our landline, and
Oh,
at
you
least
have a
at the time,
landline. Wow.
we could do we could do the same spoof thing that they did. So every time they would block my number, we would change the spoof.
Amazing.
And I kept at it until they had to finally shut the line down to shut me up.
Oh, nice.
Which is great, because that means anyone else who got their robocall at that phone number could no longer call it.
Wow. Nice.
Yes,
There was-
one time I
Yeah,
just
go-
tormented them. It was great.
Nice. That's pretty great. A while back, Robbie G asked, what minor characters do you want to see get more screen time / finish their arc in book 5? What do you think?
I assume that means Stormlight.
Yeah,
That sounds like
are we keeping
Stormlight.
it to just Stormlight?
Sounds like
we're-
Stormlight to me.
We're clearly talking about Era 2, Book 5, which is definitely going to happen because it's Brandon.
Oh, God.
And he's just going to accidentally do an extra book.
Surprise! I wrote Lost Metal and this other book, the final
yeah.
metal. That's the
Yeah.
fifth book.
The ultimate metal.
The found metal.
I mean, it could be like Rhythmatist 5.
Oh wow, Rhythmatist 5. Okay, I'll see you in
Don't tempt
2060.
me with
Really,
that.
I'll
really
see you in
look at
2060 for that one.
To answer the question, is Renarin still a minor character?
No.
No, I would say no. I would say no.
All right,
Gosh.
I'll answer.
We know you're going to say Renarin anyway.
Probably.
I'm still holding out hope that Redin will come back and be relevant again. I'm
Mm.
starting to lose hope, but I still just want to know what happened to him after he killed his father.
That would
Yeah,
be a
yeah.
cool link to. We haven't done like anything with Yakoved in a while. It feels like it's been very, very background to the story.
Yeah.
I'm
One of
gonna
the
go
main
with
characters being from there.
I'm gonna go with Rushu because Rushu is awesome.
I was waiting for someone to say Rushu.
Rushu's great.
I was going to say that, and then Ian interrupted me and went ahead.
I mean, from my perspective, I started speaking and you interrupted me, and then I went ahead.
Well, your perspective is wrong.
Damn you, internet.
I mean,
Well,
Rushu is
I
amazing,
am-
no doubt, right?
I'm looking forward to the inevitability of seeing more out of Risen.
Yeah.
Reason's good.
Mm,
I would quite like to. I would quite like to see Blended again. She was
Yeah.
great.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
was going to say, I would love to see the mysterious third Truth Watcher who got mentioned and never named. And we didn't ever hear anything more about.
Surprise, that's the champion, by the way. The fifth Truth Watcher.
Normal Truth Watcher just doesn't show up for the whole book.
Yeah.
I have another thing. 16. I want to know what's 16.
What is going on there?
What if we learn about 16 in the Nalthus essay?
I mean,
when we see
Gotta
that
wait till 2060.
I mean, if you're in Shadesmart, high probability of World Hopper, so you never know.
It's going to be relevant in like the 16th total Mistborn book.
Oh yeah.
Is L considered a minor character? I would like.
Well, we're
some
definitely
more
gonna
L.
see more of him, right? Surely.
Yeah.
Like that's called
For sure.
foreshadowing at the end.
May
there.
Aladar, the third Truth Watcher. Please. I will trade my L knowledge for more May Aladar.
Since Ben isn't here, I'll throw dire forms out there for Ben. Since I know Ben wants more about dire forms.
Tomorrow, the JordanCon Words of Brandon episode will come out, and we'll have one. There'll be 1 week after another, right?
Yeah, first episode.
But I did ask Brandon about dire forms on Ben's behalf, and Brandon gave the most non-answer. It's like, you'll find out more when they're relevant to the stories.
No, don't tell
So
him.
it wasn't a Raffo, but it was a Raffo.
Yeah. May Aldar, the world-hopping Khandra Truth Watcher. Easy. Nailed it.
Amazing.
What if we get more information on Nistar and Urielen?
Who's Nistar?
The two night forms.
Oh, okay.
Oh yeah.
You know what I want?
Did technically have night forms.
You know what I want? I want a Maya point of view.
Ooh,
Maya point of view would be
Interlude
really
Maya,
cool.
that'd be sweet.
Interlude Maya would be fun.
Alright.
That's
I
hard.
have a deep cut.
Okay.
I want to know who the life brother is.
Oh,
Yes.
the life
Wow.
brother. Oh, yeah.
Oh wow.
Say yes or no in chat if you remember who the life brother is. What that was in reference to. Just
I do not.
On the panelists, how many of us remember the life brother?
It sounds vaguely familiar.
So the people who work on the wiki.
Yeah, I'm like, I definitely know about the life
That's
brother
coming back.
because
Nobody in
it
chat
comes up
knows
in the
what it is.
Brown's chapters.
No.
All right, Grace, tell
I'll
us
read
about
you
the life
the
brother.
one sentence we have where the life brother is mentioned. All right, this is Teravangian talking to Seth. All right. Sometimes I wonder if the life brother himself sent you to me. No other context. No other knowledge of who this might be.
Sounds like
we do have slightly more knowledge than that because Seth says it's not the life brother is not one of their shin gods. So
great.
Narrows it down
We've
slightly.
eliminated something that the life brother could be.
Great. The one place we're going is the one where we know that it will not be there. Great. Fantastic.
Oh, I'm excited for more Shinovar.
I'm excited.
Shinovar's going to be very good.
I would also love to get more, and I don't know if he counts as a minor character anymore, but more Kalak. Because, damn, he was so much fun. I loved reading him.
All female heralds.
Yeah, just any of the female heralds.
They collectively add up to a single minor character.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, I was thinking about that the other day, and I think I put it in Discord that I think this might be because in Way of King's Prime there was only one female herald and it was Ash. So I feel like that might be part of the reason. Perhaps, I don't know, but I'm sure there's I'm sure we'll see them eventually, maybe, probably. I'm sure we'll see.
They're not up to anything important or whatever.
I imagine they're up to totally unrelated important things, right?
We've heard mention of Batar, I believe.
Who's in
Taravan and the diagram are convinced that Batar is the ardent Yova.
One of their high-ranking members.
And Chana is.
But it does kind of make
mom.
sense. She kind of just turned up at one point apparently and gave them information.
Yeah.
So it makes sense that they're like, maybe this person's a herald.
Yeah. Yep.
It's a very heraldy thing to do.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I just noticed how cool my lamp our lamp looks back.
It does look really cool. It does look really cool.
We put the shades on upside down on purpose.
Ooh.
I had to intentionally move my lamp out of frame because it is just like a nuclear brightness. It is in frame.
So the perpendicularity by your bed. Easy.
Yeah, basically.
Yeah. Like
I need it to light the room, otherwise I get weird, but I don't want it to actually be visible.
Well, you're already weird, so you know.
Happens.
More Reshi King, please. Anything Dustbringer, please. Well, you know, we might actually learn something about Division. Maybe.
It's possible.
It's possible.
No, I think it's likely. I think it's
as
likely.
the resident Skybreaker.
We say that, and then we get to the Seth chapter, and it's just Nail giving him a math lesson. Being like, this is how you do Division.
That would
no. It's a lesson in law.
Great. That'd be great. That'd be fantastic. Have any of you read / listened to The Way of Kings Prime? I kind of wish Brandon had kept the Deadblades being able to adapt. Have any of us gotten
talking about
any of
progress?
us read Way of Kings?
Haleo has read like
He's
Way of
probably
Kings
read
Prime.
like a third of it, I think.
Did he finish it?
I don't think he even finished it.
I don't think he's finished it. He's read more than any. Like I think the rest of the stuff.
Yeah.
I think my dad said he read it.
What? Oh wow! Dang.
Wow.
I just don't read as much anymore.
Yeah.
Like I've had a book on my nightstand for like 2 months, and it's technically a reread to try to get to a new book that I want to read, and I'm just like, I just don't read that much anymore.
And what book's that?
This is David Bond trilogy still. So the second one, which is Kingdom of Copper. Yeah,
something like that. Yeah.
It's really good, but I don't have time to read.
Yeah. Time is very precious.
So we have a prior question a little ways up from Jake Magnum asking if we are going to, any of us are going to watch the Wheel of Time show when it comes out.
Yeah, I did see
I
that.
know I am.
100%.
I definitely
Absolutely.
am. Yep.
Yeah.
I'm really excited for it.
I couldn't get more than 3 books into Wheel of Time, so I'm very much looking forward to TV shows so that I can get back and enjoy
Always
the
be
story.
angry.
Like I haven't read any of the books, and like I've heard so much feedback about them that I'm hoping by watching the show, I will get enough from it that I really like to then want to try the books as well.
That's fair. Yeah.
I have read all the books, but it has been a while. I want to see the show, but I also don't know when because I don't have an Amazon Prime subscription. So we'll figure that out. Maybe one of my friends will get an Amazon Prime subscription. We put them off their account.
I'm sure we can expense that
something.
from the Patreon, so we
No,
can
we're
make
not a Wheel of Time
episodes.
channel. We're not a Wheel of Time
Amazing.
channel. I doubt we will do content about the Wheel of Time show.
There are plenty of other dedicated Wheel of Time podcasters to get your fix on in that. We have a niche and we're going to stick to it, but that doesn't mean we aren't going to watch it and enjoy it.
Yeah.
Because we're nerds.
Yeah.
And I have seen pictures of the cast, and I think I would watch it just for some of those pictures. It is a very, very pretty cast.
Okay.
Yeah, they look great.
All right.
Yeah, they just released like the first stills.
Yeah.
I think this week, and they look nice.
Nice.
I really like them.
Yeah.
And there's a poster out as well, which looks fantastic.
Yeah, I wanted to start Wheel of Time, but it's like, wow, that's a lot of books. Will I ever actually have time to read that many books? Like, probably not, honestly.
It is a lot, yeah.
But you read so fast.
I definitely read them in
especially when you skip the first
school.
90%.
So. It was a lot easier to read books in high school because it was like, oh, I'm done with my classwork. Just pull a book out and read.
Yeah.
Like that just doesn't happen.
Yeah, now we have like stuff to do, you know?
Yeah.
It's kind of a
I'm
bother.
kind of the opposite. Like in high school, I stopped reading because there was so many books that I had to read for class that I just didn't like. So it took all the fun out of it and I didn't want to do it anymore.
Yeah, I used to read a lot. Like I would go through 50, 60, 70 full-sized 5, 6, 7, 8, 900 pages novels a year. And then you just dropped off.
Yeah.
I'm trying to read more at the moment and really get back into reading because I miss it.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like most of my reading these days is audiobooks because I can just sit there and listen and I don't actually have to read anything.
Yeah.
I can rest my eyes for once.
See,
I'm really bad at audiobooks and
me
podcasts.
Me too.
I don't do them very well at all.
Like Trevor, I can't. There's not time for me to listen to audiobooks except in like my commute, but I commute a lot less now because I like half the time I'm remote. So it's like, when am I going to listen to audiobooks? Half the time I'm sitting on my computer. And if I'm doing stuff on my computer, I am not paying attention to audiobooks. It's really, I really have to pay attention to them.
Yeah, it was like,
you do what I do and just take the speaker into the shower. Listen to a book then.
Like it's always,
waterproof speakers are so good.
Like my issue is just I can't process the words very well. Like podcasts are okay, but like I will miss a lot of things. Like my brain has a really difficult time actually paying attention to lyrics and songs. So like it's very difficult for me. But
I just like music too much. If I'm like gonna listen to something, I want to put music on.
Yeah, same.
Yeah,
I used to do. They just need to have singers read the audiobooks and like, and then I'll pay attention. And
listen to musicals, easy.
Yeah, Spotify used to, back when I did do commutes, they had a playlist that I would sometimes dip my toes into called, I think it was called Your Daily Drive. And it was a mix of like songs you've been listening to, songs they think you'll like, and short news podcasts, like little 5-minute ones. And I was like, that was a nice bit of like, okay, yeah, I can listen to a quick like news story for 5 minutes and then get back to it. But yeah, anything that's like long form, especially like fiction podcasts, there's a lot that like my friends are into. And I'm like, I'll try for a few episodes and just can't usually get into them very far. I drop off.
Strong preference for graphic audio over a regular audiobook, just because I only do audiobooks in the car because it keeps me alert while I'm driving. Otherwise I get bored and I get sleepy. But because I'm an avid physical reader, if I'm going to do an audiobook, I want a different kind of experience. So I go for the graphic audio, which is more like a radio play than a straight audiobook. So it gives me a different type of enjoyment of stories.
It's a different
you
experience.
Get the full voice cast and sound effects and music. And I know that's not to everyone's taste, but it works really well for me.
Yeah. I will say it's like for non-graphic audio, a lot hinges on the narrator themselves, because there are some narrators that I'm like, I will listen to pretty much anything they read because they're so phenomenal, and other books that are like, okay, like if I continue with the series, I have to switch to print because I cannot engage with this voice actor doing this.
Kirati in chat says, I had a minor argument with someone online about graphic audio, so that soured me on the whole medium. No, don't listen to random people on the internet. Listen to us. No. But like,
we're not random.
Like, it's fine if your tastes are different than other people. Like, things can be good, but not your thing, you know, and it could be other people's thing. God, that just reminds me of Green Knight. That is a movie.
That was a movie.
I don't.
Before we move on to movies, I wanted to follow up Ian's point about the narrators of things, because I'm exactly the same. But I also have the thing where if there's two people that sound too similar for different books, I can't do the second book because it sounds like the first person who is a different character in a different book. So I think I would really struggle with a lot of the Brandon ones because it is Kate Redding and Michael
Kramer.
And if they're doing the voices in all the different series, I don't think I could handle that. But I'm actually reading a book at the moment, which is really bad. The book is not good. But the voice actor is pretty great. And she's Australian, so, you know, props for that. And the way she's doing different characters is she strengthens her accent So if it's someone with a really strong accent, then you know it's not the main character. And then she'll soften it for the main character, which I thought was a very interesting way to do it. The book is crap. I do not recommend it.
I've been listening to Lux, actually.
Oh, yeah.
I don't think I'll
That's
be
a podcast.
ready for our podcast on that.
Bust through it. Let's go.
I am on like chapter 24 or
How
whatever.
many?
I think it's 40 something.
Oh, okay. Yeah, you're screwed.
That's not too bad.
Yeah.
I'm on chapter
could.
14.
Oh,
Like,
well, we're
curious
recording
about-
Saturday, so yeah, good luck.
I thought we were recording Sunday.
Oh, I don't remember.
Does it make much of a difference?
One of those
I mean,
weekend
Yes.
Oh, yeah, no. It is Sunday. Yeah. No, you're right. Yes.
Anyway,
Yeah, I'll make it.
Yeah.
I'll just listen to it at work.
Oh,
Yeah.
but I've been listening to that, and the narrator, the voice actor for that, strikes me as particularly good. Like he is very good at having kind of a internal monologue / narrator voice versus, well, that's the same as the main character's voice because it's a first person story. But then all of the other characters have varying degrees of like, they have different pitches and they have different accents and like strength of the accent and stuff like that. So I am actually having just an excellent time recognizing characters that like different characters that he voices. So I am by far not converted to audiobooks, but this is not as bad as like the 15 minutes of The Final Empire that I listened to a decade ago.
No, Luxcast will not come out in 2022 because then even less people will listen to the podcast. So we're gonna try.
I convinced Eric that we should put it out sooner.
Yeah. Remember when patrons voted on Kaladin versus Shallan? Well, Kaladin's gonna get put back a bit more because Lux is, a new release. We should probably do that.
Maybe if we pushed it back till the physical copy release, then we'd get more views.
Yeah,
It'd be
next
like a
level
year.
stress.
maybe. Nah,
I feel like
I'll
I
record
should
next year.
give Lux a try just because Texas, and I want to see how well Brandon did Texas.
I am really enjoying it so far.
Yeah, I feel like everyone who's listened to it has said that. I just
Oh, hey.
haven't gotten around to it.
I mean, how
Magnus
much of
Archives, another podcast I wasn't able to make it through.
how much of Chicago culture was there in Steelheart? How much of New York culture was there in Firefight?
Not really.
I mean, I don't live in those places,
One
but Texas
down,
is cooler
Jess.
than all of them. So
There isn't really a one. I can't move it in single digits. I'm not that good.
Okay.
It's like a sliding scale that you have to click on and move.
Yeah. So some fun camera funness. We'll do Lux. We kind of laid out all the podcasts for the next while, and then we're like, okay, so Cytonic reactions, that'll be a podcast. Skyward Novellas, okay, that's another podcast. And then it's like, Stay the Sanderson, that's a podcast. So that's like a lot of them. So we'll see. But yeah. What is the topic for today? We have topics for streams. Welcome to the show. Welcome to the show, Matthias.
There was that stream where we talked about food for like an hour.
Oh yeah, that one. I believe multiple people commented this one was really boring. It's like, we don't prepare topics for streams. We don't do that.
This is just us hanging around, being friends, and
chilling.
If you're lucky, we're talking about Cosmere stuff.
No, Charlotte, we can't do Cremcast without David. He has a geology degree, so we have to have him for that one. I imagine he has strong feelings on that subject, actually.
All of our podcasts are Cremcasts. What do you mean?
Yeah, exactly.
Any inside info on the next podcast? Well, I mean, they're going to be JordanCon words of Brandon, so you can go read them if you want.
One or two dumb JordanCon stories.
Yeah.
Suffix Pren, if you haven't listened or watched to our 10th anniversary live stream
Ooh, that was fun.
Did we do a separate episode where we made fun of our?
No, that was a
predictions
separate
and theories?
episode that was making fun of our
every
theories,
once in a while, Arjun, I remember your Ishar theory, and it never fails to make me laugh.
Oh yeah.
Why-
Do you want to recount that one for the class, Evgeny?
No, I don't.
Okay, well, basically the theory was a long thing about Ishar, like the Ishi on the 10 essences, the body focus was flesh, right?
Okay. If you're gonna butcher it, I might as well butcher it myself.
I don't know. I don't remember your ramblings.
Wish I did. No, I had a theory that was inspired by a different theory that had to do with why the heralds were insane in the ways that they were insane, and a lot of that theory has been confirmed since, in that the heralds go insane kind of along the lines of their divine attributes, right? So the divine attributes associated with Nail are just and
obedient,
confident. I think it's confident. Obedient is Chana.
Yeah,
it's just confident, brave, obedient.
Yeah. And so if you look at kind of the psychosis that Neo has, he has taken the idea of justice to the max, and obviously he's super confident in that. And some of the other heralds kind of flip in the other direction, right? So they don't go to the max at their divine attributes, they go to the min, or like to the opposite, right? So Ash has something about beauty, I think. Creativity in her divine attributes, and so her psychosis is, well, she destroys creativity. And so I looked at all of the heralds, and for Ishar, I was like, well, he is supposed to be pious and guiding, and so he can either be some kind of an extreme zealot type of thing, or he can be a prostitute.
No. The body focus was an important aspect of this.
Was it?
I distinctly remember the body focus being flesh was like, oh, maybe he's like max on the hedonist scale or something.
Maybe.
No, that was that. I thought that was the point of that theory. Anyway, go watch that episode. It's a hilarious episode. You get to hear me being even dumber than usual, so that's pretty great.
It is certainly an episode.
And if you want to hear our rants, there's Cosmere beefs, and there might be a Cosmere beefs 2 episode.
We should.
Yeah. Get some new people, get some new rants in.
We should do a Cosmere beefs episode, but instead of it being a sequel, it's all about different meats in the Cosmere.
I believe that was the joke we made on the first Cosmere Beefs episode with the Ellendale Basin Beef Authority.
Probably.
As our fake sponsor.
Now, certain individuals prefer their beef aged.
Oh, there was also... This is not to be confused with the Cosmere Beef Cakes episode, which is a very different topic that also exists.
Yeah, that was a very different episode. I gotta think if I have new Cosmere Beefs since that Cosmere Beefs episode, because I already, kind of did my rants, and I'm like, I talked about Zane.
Does it have to be just like Cosmere Beefs?
No. You can do Skyward Beefs. You can talk about Skyward Beefs, Jess. I mean, I do have some Starsight Beefs, so.
I have a sequel to one of my beefs because he has done worse things since we recorded that.
Shockingly, I feel like I'm more positive about Wayne going through Era 2. Like, I surprisingly enjoyed reading him, because I definitely got into a cycle of like, I don't think Wayne is as funny as he actually is. But it's like, this stuff's mostly entertaining. So I still think that beginning chapter at the beginning of Bands of Morning is way too long. Cut it in half. You can just skip the chapter. You don't miss anything. Like, just skip it. Nothing happens that matters later in the story. It's just character work with no relation to anything. So that's that.
Brandon clearly had so much.
I mean, character work by itself is not a bad thing. It's just not your thing.
So you know how Brandon sometimes when he talks about writing, he talks about how he wants every chapter to be someone's favorite chapter.
Mm-hmm.
I have actually met people for whom this is like maybe not their favorite chapter, but it's certainly one of their favorite chapters in the Bands of Mourning.
I enjoyed it.
They're wrong.
Yeah,
yes,
Murphy
they
loves
are,
that
but-
chapter.
I embrace my wrongness.
She
So
really liked it.
I actually have there was a question that was aimed at me earlier from Noel Guscott. So questions for the birthday person at
Birthday person. That's your new title on 17 Shard.
Apparently.
Birthday person.
Can't remember my real name, so instead
Well,
of
it's
writing
not on screen, so.
Anyway,
Yeah,
that's true.
but it's not on screen. Yeah.
The chick with the purple hair who is old. So my favorite Sanderson characters up to 3 and favorite non-Sanderson books.
Ooh.
So, Sanderson characters favorites are Steris, Wayne, and Lift. Yes. I adore both Wayne and Lift. I am the kind of trash I want to see in the world.
Just wondering what Steris is doing in the Self of Company.
But and favorite non-Sanderson books. Well, I am very fond of the Guild Codex series by Annette Marie. It is urban fantasy. There's several sub-series, and she cranks those things out like they're little pies, and they're all delicious. And I enjoy them very much. And in fact, I'm making my reading club read one of her books this month, so that was a timely question. And going back further, like I grew up, my real doorway into reading fantasy was Anne McCaffrey, the Dragon Riders of Pern series. I still love those probably more than is reasonable. And I do also love Mercedes Lackey's Valdemar books. So those are all. And I read Jim Butcher. I read a lot of things. As you can see, I have a lot of books behind me. Many books.
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh man, it would be awesome. I'm glad you guys enjoyed the Murphy episode. She's a blast to hang out with. We easily could have talked with her for 2 more hours. That would have been very easy. And Murphy and Daniel at the same time would be quite the thing.
There was a couple of comments on the Murphy episode saying, like, oh, you didn't talk about this person very much or that person. And I was like, no, we totally would have. It's just we had such a hard cutoff time because she had to go do something.
Yes.
But otherwise, like, we would have blabbed about those characters for so long. And we kind of got caught up talking about Wade. And we're like, oh no, we have 10 minutes and we have to go through at least 3 characters.
Do you think we intentionally made a 90-minute podcast? No. No. That is not how any of this works. But this is, we got to be respectful for people's time, and, we're just happy to have her for any time that she'll be there. So I'm happy to do an hour-long podcast with her anytime.
How long was our recording yesterday? We broke 3 hours, right?
We broke 3 hours. Yeah, that's right. Yeah, that was a good episode. Yeah. An 8-hour podcast.
You guys could put out an 8-hour podcast, and I'd listen to it. You are a glutton for punishment.
I mean,
that sounds
that's kind of like our sessions when we do 2 WoB episodes in a row, and it's like, we gotta
we've
crank it out.
Definitely hit 8 hours on a call at least once.
I know, like at the end of that second session, we're like, oh my god,
that is basically if you listen to our 2 Dawn Shard episodes back to back. That was probably total 8 hours of recording.
Well, that was fun. That was fun though, because we were very excited to talk about Dawn Shards. Like, there are some WoB episodes where it's like, oh my god, why are we going into so much detail on a tangent? We don't need to go on a tangent. It's like that.
At which point Eric yells at us.
That's true, I do.
You guys remember when we recorded 2 Renarin podcasts back to back and I had COVID and was bedridden the next day? Because I do.
You mean like the 2 for episodes on the JordanCon WoBs where I was sick with COVID and I recorded that? Yeah, like that.
Podcast while COVID.
Yeah. But I mean,
it's an experience.
It was later, and so vaccines helped. So,
It's always very funny when you're not actually on a recording episode, but of course we can see everyone in the Discord call.
Yeah.
And it's like, okay, cool, Shardcast is happening. And then like 4 hours passes, and it's like, are they still going? There's more and more comments from people not recording. They're like, oh my god, they're still going.
Yeah, that's true. Sodium is Salty asks, how do you guys even coordinate time to do recording? I imagine that would suck. Well, I'm so glad you asked, because that's exactly why we didn't do regular podcasts from 2010 to 2017. Because you know what? Scheduling does completely suck. If you wonder why there's so many different people on Chartcast, this is why, because we can't have a regular podcast of 4 people. It's just too difficult.
It's one of the reasons why.
One of the reasons.
We don't gobble up additional people just so we can have like flexibility in schedule.
Yeah, true. Absolutely. But
every so often we get an episode where more people want to be on it than are feasible, but a lot of times it's just who's available for this topic, and whoever's
there's
available.
There's one Rhythm of War topic that we still need to do that has like 8 people signed up for it. It's like, oh yeah, I don't.
Oh, what's that?
I
you know the one.
In at least 1 or 2 like really mechanicsy episodes where I'm like, well, I'm not that interested, but you need another person, and I guess I can like be interested in mechanics for a few hours.
It's also how they've been recording so many Era 2, Mistborn Era 2 podcasts
it's been
the
all
last
Era 2
couple
stuff.
Weeks, but I've been too busy to be on any of them, even though I am possibly the most Era 2 obsessed member of the Shard staff. It's just timing sometimes, because
what we do. So one, I need to constantly ping people to make sure that the recording happens and that everyone's like, they know about it. Now we have a Google Calendar. We didn't have a Google Calendar for like 4 years. Not the best plan. So now we have a Google Calendar. So we have,
which we definitely all look at and have the link for. And definitely didn't.
Well, that's why I also ping people. Half of it is me bothering people. The other half is we have a very big sign-up sheet. And there's 2 things. There's sign-ups essential, that it's like people will be mad if they are not on that episode. And it's like it's a mandatory cast member. So like Renarin, Alex is there. I don't even need to ask her. I'll just put her in that if there's a podcast thing. When Rhythm of War happens, like, all right, well, I'll just you're voluntold to be on the, Renarin ones. And it's like, yeah, thank you.
Such a chore for me to come on and talk about Renarin for 3 hours. I've really got to force myself to do that.
We are thankful for your work and effort.
It's quite the sacrifice.
And then there's just like signups I'd like to be there. So like for Jess, I obviously kind of know what she would be interested in. It's like, all right, well, I'll put her in this podcast. And she's like, oh, you already did that for me. Put me there. It's like, I know. Yes.
I went to put my name down for something and it was already there. And I was like, did I do this already and forget? Because that could have happened. And Eric's like, no, I just put it down.
Yeah, no, I just did for you. So it's a lot like that.
Where you think you're going crazy and your spouse helps you realize that you're not.
So it's a lot like that. In terms of time zones, is Ben the hardest one? No, because we usually just record at like 10 or 11 Pacific, and that's fine for EU. The hardest thing was trying to get Jess on when she was still in Australia. Getting America, EU, and Australia, completely impossible, basically. Mm-hmm. So if you're an Aussie and you like this time slot because you can actually, you're awake for it, then I imagine that's very useful, as opposed to our earlier streams where you absolutely wouldn't be.
Speaking of scheduling things with Aussies, I'm going to have to drop out because I have D&D starting in a couple minutes.
Okay.
Oh, so.
Okay. Yeah, no, well.
Goodbye.
Well,
I have to go kill an elder brain. Goodbye.
Oh,
okay.
wow.
Sure. All right.
Bye.
Don't get intelligence drained.
Don't die.
I really hope so. I'm wisdom based. I'm a cleric. I'll be fine.
The other
but if your intelligence is drained to 0, you die.
True. Well, we'll find out.
Bye. We'll probably just go for another hour. I got stuff to do. I have about an hour more of this podcast to edit. So I got that to do. I have cats to play with and stuff. So Yeah.
And y'all want the podcast tomorrow, right?
I
want
need
him
to get
to
the
be able
podcast done.
to finish editing it.
I need to do
Evgeny,
that.
there was a question for you.
Yeah, I actually just finished typing out the response because I thought most people wouldn't be interested in hearing the answer.
Yeah, but we have a good rhythm for time zones for scheduling these days. We kind of have like the standard time. We can adjust the standard time depending on people, but this is why we have like a bunch of different podcasts to record, and we try and like, whoa, what are we most interested in next? And like next weekend, when we record the Lux podcast, we'll get a cast member you haven't seen in a while because they've been extremely busy. So you'll see that.
Ooh.
Yeah.
I don't think I know who that is, but okay.
To be fair, our content creation channel has a lot of talking in it, like all the time.
Yeah, we do a lot of things.
We do a lot of things. Sometimes we talk about whether the inner rings of medallions have a hole in the center.
Okay,
no.
Now I know who you were referring to. Got it.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah. We talked about that for like an hour, or like the shape of spheres
having a hole.
Like, how are spheres cut? What is the perfect gemstone?
Oh, I love talking about like sphere cuts and
crazy.
Why they hold Stormlight and how they hold Stormlight and other lights and what does it mean for a thing? Like, is a sphere cut actually a sphere cut, or
I have like a Night Watcher curse where anytime somebody says medallions, the rest of the sentence just goes shh.
Are you saying you're not on our medallions episode, Alex? Maybe you were there and you just forgot.
I'm not.
I don't think I said this in chat, but as people were talking about who was interested in that, my thought is the only way that this episode could get less interesting to me is if it was a medallion relating to speed bubbles.
Oh God,
what if we talk about the
There probably is one of those.
What if we talk about the primer cubes, sewing the primer cubes with the speed bubble, with a medallion involved? How's that sound?
I'm pretty sure we talked a little bit about that.
Yeah. I think so.
Killing me.
No. See, well, I mean, I am busy. Like, my semester started this last week. It's not just that I want to play with the cats. I mean, it's not a want thing with cats. It's more like you need to play with them. It's not a want thing, really.
Especially kittens.
You have to play with the kittens. You have to do this.
Otherwise, they'll just destroy your house because they're
bored.
No.
The destruction in our bathroom has been very minimal. Although, Alex, it's really funny. Our closet has a door, and they managed to close the door on them, and so they couldn't get to the litter box, which is in the bathroom itself, and not the closet part. I'm pretty sure they didn't pee in there, but I'm not 100% sure because they could be wily about it.
I mean, the thing is, cat pee is a very deliberate scent.
Yeah,
you would know pretty immediately if they had.
But Aona managed to block herself in there last night, and then I wake up and I'm like, where are the cats? Oh, they managed to close the door again on themselves. Like, wow, you guys are super smart.
Yep.
Just wait till they figure out how to open it. Then you're doomed.
No, they've got round knobs.
The round knobs,
won't be able to.
I have seen cats capable of opening round knobs.
Wow, really?
Oh, wow.
Ooh, yeah.
Dalish can open my closets, but she doesn't do it very often. Which is why I had to move her cat. Well, the problem is that I used to keep her cat food on the floor in one of the storage closets, and she would just stick her paw all the way under the door and
because they can totally stick their tiny paws under. Yeah.
The thing is, she's not fed on a schedule. She has food out basically always. It's like literally right behind her, but like the challenge of getting at the closet food was enough that she would just sit there and do this while I was gone. So now it's up on the top shelf in the closet that she cannot get to.
We would put Aona in timeout when she would bite us too much. Even and Sky would just like put his paw under the door to be like, hi. It's like adorable, but yeah.
How long are they going to be isolated in the bathroom?
I believe we will be releasing them on Wednesday into the master bedroom, which we are currently cat-proofing, which is probably one of the hardest rooms to cat-proof because
you're
of
not
all
gonna
my
cat-proof
crap.
the house. It's just not. You think you were gonna cat-proof the house?
No. We got plans. We got this bitter apple spray, which is like if Jess can smell it, that means the cats absolutely can smell it. And like,
it's not that I can smell it; it's that I can freaking taste it.
Yeah. So basically,
it's not good.
We spray it on cords, and they will not want to do it. Look, the closet has the router. They have not destroyed it. I woke up this morning and I was like, the Wi-Fi's down, and I'm like, did the cats destroy them? No. Just there was an Xfinity outage. It's fine. The cats didn't destroy the router at all. It's all good.
Yeah. Like when I woke up, the first thing Eric said to me was, "We don't have any Wi-Fi," but it wasn't the cats.
That's what I said. Yeah.
Don't blame them.
Yeah, well, I mean, they could get the cords, but no, it's mostly because of all my crap that I have in the master bedroom, which is a lot of crap. The office is going to be slightly problematic as well, and by slightly, I mean extremely problematic because this desk is not clean at all. So.
Eric needs to do some proper cord management.
Well, it's not. It's not just the cords. The cords are certainly a problem. But it's these.
Yeah.
So you mean the rubbish that you haven't got rid of? Fun story. So last weekend I was playing D&D and my computer faces backwards and Eric's in the background. And it was like half an hour before D&D, and Eric's like, I have to clean up my desk so people don't make fun of me.
Yeah, it's true. Because last time Alex made fun of me because they could see all the things like, over there.
Why does Eric have so many glasses?
I'm collecting them.
Just get a trash can, man.
Yeah. No, we have those. But they need to go in the recycling bin.
We have a recycling bin in the office.
Recycling bin in the office.
But it's usually filled with all the papers of all the crap that with all the tutoring. Oh, I also have tons of stacks of paper too.
Wow.
There's a lot going on this. This corner desk is 70 inches by 70 inches. You could put a lot of crap on it.
So I hear, yes.
Yeah, and I have this. I have this. I have these.
Whereas my desk is as blank as I can get it, as often as I can get it, because it stresses me out otherwise.
Yeah.
I will say, in terms of, I think a lot of times the trick is not to try to fully cat-proof wherever you live, but just to figure out what kinds of trouble your cats prefer and just focus on those things.
Yeah.
Because so my parents' cat, you can't leave open glasses of water around because she'll stick her paws in them and knock them over. She loves to get into water cups. So if you leave a cup of water unattended, it will be knocked over when you come back.
Yeah.
Dalish does not do this at all. So I can leave cups of water around. She isn't interested in it. But it does cause trouble when I go home because my mom will be like, who left water out? And I'm like, oops, sorry. Dale doesn't do this.
We came back yesterday after a date. And we're like, okay, well, we'll get another drink. We'll play with the cats. The cats went for Jess's beer every time.
Yeah, they wanted my beer. They couldn't have my beer. It was such a nice beer. I was not expecting that to be that enjoyable.
No, you had some abomination.
I don't think.
Oh no, this was a different beer. This was one I bought at the shops and brought home. The one I had earlier was strawberry milkshake that just tastes like a golden ale.
Weird.
Bart, I don't know if that is within
nice.
the scope of our YouTube channel to do a season review of Wheel of Time. I don't know. Maybe we could do a stream talking about it, but I don't think that's proper for Shardcast.
And I was just typing there and deleted because we started talking about this. There are a lot of Wheel of Time dedicated podcasts. Who know Wheel of Time. Far, far better than we ever will. Who are going to cover that much better than we would. So it's do we want to do something that we're going to be kind of bad at, or do we want to stick to the stuff we know? And I would prefer we err on
Yeah.
We'll
We'll talk about the things we actually know about, which is the Cosmere sometimes.
It could be good stream content. We could talk about how we feel about the show like on a stream. But yeah, I don't think an episode would be.
Yeah.
We wouldn't really
I absolutely think we should and will treat the Wheel of Time as any other fantasy series, regardless of Brandon's involvement in it. So the same way we wouldn't do an episode on the Dresden Files or the Lord of the Rings or the Malorion. We wouldn't do one on the Wheel of Time either. That's how I say it.
Especially like the early books don't have anything at all to do with Brandon. Like if we ever got to the point where the show was like doing books 11 through 12, you could maybe, or 10 through 12? No. 12 through 14. I don't even know how many books are
12, 13, 14.
12, 13, 14.
Yeah.
Like maybe we could make a case, but even then it's like this season 1 stuff, there's no Brandon involvement whatsoever.
Yeah.
So they're not his books at that point.
Yeah.
And even 12 through 14 are only sort of his books.
Yeah. Yep. But I hope it's good. More fantasy adaptations are good for the genre, right? Like I would always want a big fantasy adaptation to do really well. Like imagine just how much the Lord of the Rings films did for fantasy and cinema, like a lot, right? So you want it to be
the success we see with the genre, the more money is going to get thrown at interesting properties.
Yep.
In many ways, the Lord of the Rings movies did for fantasy movies what the Lord of the Rings books did for fantasy books.
Kind of true, though. Yeah, it's kind of true. Like it showed that people would go to big budget fantasy things that people would think were too nerdy for so long, right?
And those movies have aged well.
Yeah, they actually have really.
They're still so good.
The Hobbit movies, not so much.
Hobbit less so. I agree, but
so it'll be fun. It'll be fun. Maybe someday we'll get a Cosmere adaptation. But the thing is, I kind of would prefer a Cosmere adaptation to come until there's more books, right? Like, I think we're still too early in Stormlight. Like, they'll just grind through the things so much faster than Brandon can write them. And Brandon's efficient, right? Like, this isn't George R. R. Martin here. Come on. Brandon is efficient. He's on a schedule. He makes the schedule get done, right?
Like, I would definitely not like a Game of Thrones TV show
situation.
Like, setup. Situation where they've run out of material and it's like, well, they have to keep going, but it's just not going to be as good. I much prefer for whatever it is to be finished fast.
Yeah.
So Brandon has talked about this specifically.
Yeah.
And he has said that he also doesn't want that. And his solutions to this are, we are either going to wait until we're either going to wait until I am confident that I can finish things before the show or TV or whatever can, or we're going to do things in chunks. So right now, Mistborn Era 1 is perfectly safe for TV show, for movies, for anything to be produced. Stormlight Era 1, Era 1.
That's what he's calling it now. He's calling it Stormlight Era 1. Yeah.
That is also pretty safe, right?
Yeah.
Because he's going to be done with that in a few years. It's going to take way more than a few years to produce like 4 movies or 4 seasons or whatever.
Yeah.
Mistborn Era 2, sure. Yeah, that's also pretty safe. But any contract that he signs is going to have to be, okay, you guys are going to do Mistborn Era 1, maybe Mistborn Era 2, and we stop there until I have more like finished series for you to adapt.
And TC in chat was like, which would you guys prefer to get first, a Cosmere video game, show, or movie? And like, almost for that reason, video games kind of top of the list, because I don't know, like, I don't think you'll run out of material. You could just do a side story, and it wouldn't have that problem. It would have different problems, but not that problem.
Yeah. I think Mistborn would work really well as a movie trilogy. It could also be a good show if you really wanted to like expand each book into a series. Yeah. You could get a lot more like character work in there, but I think a movie series would work really well for Mistborn.
Yeah.
I think if we saw a video game, I wouldn't want it to be an adaptation. I'd want it to go the like Mistborn Birthright route, where it's a new story in the world.
Except for the total failure part of that. except that part.
Hey, remember when the website redirected to a porn site?
I do remember that. Yeah, the Coppermind link.
thing.
We had to change the Coppermind link, the citation on Mistborn Birthright. Yeah,
I would love
that was
to
real
see
funny.
what's really funny?
like a Dishonored style Mistborn game. That would be so fun.
Yeah.
That would be great. That would be great. Like, we would stream on Twitch and play video games, and like I bet we would like alternate, like have multiple of us stream, right? Like that'd be good.
Mm-hmm.
That'd be solid.
If anybody wants a video game with Mistborn vibes, go play the 2 Dishonored games because they're like real spot on for the aesthetic. The powers feel very. I mean, they don't feel like allomancy necessarily, but they're very like tactile, physical magic powers in that game.
See,
and it's also very sneaky, stealthy. So.
I don't know about an open world MMO for Roshar, but I think what would really work well for Roshar is like a grand strategy game. Like you could do it for Shattered Plains or All Roshar. Like that would be awesome.
Like medieval Total War type of stuff.
But
or even like a board game.
Grace. I feel like based on the types of video games I play, my ideal like Cosmere game would just be a like open world Roshar thing where it's just like you're thrown into the middle of nowhere and have to like find a way to survive before the next high storm comes. And,
true. You could make a survival game on that for sure.
Like Don't Starve.
Yeah.
Yeah, I tend to like that type of game. And
you could totally do that.
Yeah.
If I could see maybe like a Roshar MMO, if it was set in like the Silver Kingdoms epic, I would love to see like the heyday of Radiance.
Like
I think that would be a really cool setting for like a game, especially because then you could like, you can pick from like probably not all of the 10. Bondspith's probably off limits for like players, but
probably.
I could see something like that working. And that also would not conflict with like whatever's going on in the books right now, because it's all
presumably we'd get all the recreant stuff in book 5 and do more hardy things later. So like,
super high concept, high magic, high fantasy.
That'd be cool. Really but like MMOs are so expensive, like that's not gonna happen. But that's not happening.
Honestly,
I feel like
yes.
I feel like you could make a board game based on just some of the warfare. Like, not even necessarily put the magic into it, but there's just so many board games that I've seen that are based around like one player on either side, and it's just a theming thing. And I could see one on the Shattered Plains with the War of Reckoning. And
didn't someone make like a prototype of a Shattered Plains board game? I think.
Yeah, a friend of mine got one to like a playable stage and brought a prototype to JordanCon 2018, I want to say. But then he got super busy in like 70 different ways, and I don't think that has progressed at all since that point.
For fun projects,
everyone.
Hard to do. Yeah.
He also kickstarted like a game on Kickstarter, like a video game. So that's been eating up his time.
Cool.
A survival horror where you play as the heralds on Braze.
I mean that was
please. Wow. Yeah.
Oh man, something like that, but for Threnody with the forests and the shades.
Yeah, you really could.
Yeah, Threnody and like the Forests of Hell would be so good for like the indie horror genre right now.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Like also, jump scares, low lighting, like the whole idea of you have to walk to not attract the shades, but you can see the shades and they're getting close and you want to run to get away from them, but you know that if you run, they're going to run as well.
Yeah.
Consequences for violence too. Also, like, do you fight this thing that's a threat and risk bringing the shade? Like, it's a very good setup.
That's really good because like, I don't like horror games where you can never fight, right? Because then it's just like, okay, chase the thing, right? Yeah. But like, if there's high risk reward for fighting, then it's like, well, you can, but like, do you want to? And like, maybe sometimes, maybe not sometimes, right? Like, that's true.
Maybe you can be quick and efficient.
Maybe.
Yeah.
Nice.
If anybody wants a really good video essay, go watch H Bomber Guy's Pathologic is Genius, and here's why. I probably would never play Pathologic, but it's one of those horror games that like you're really stressed out because you don't have enough resources, and the game is going to make you really feel like that. And they talk about some of the things that the game does, where like the first day that you're there, all of the prices are somewhat reasonable. Like it's a little bit tight. The second day, it's like, oh no, there's an epidemic happening. All of the prices just got up 10 times. You don't have any more money than you did before, but everything's 10 times more expensive for the rest of the game. It's like, yeah, it's an amazing video. Go check it out if you love video essays. H Bomber Guy is just great at video essays in general. But
throw us a link in like one of the channels at some point.
Yeah.
I also feel like Nalthis and Breath could be a very like addictive video game thing of like you want to earn more money to buy more breath and level up, and just that like constant need to get the higher heightenings.
Much more like an economic game or something.
I think a Nalthian setting would serve really well as either a platformer or a puzzle game.
Oh yeah, that could be fun. Like
especially with puzzles where like you have to decide what to awaken and how to awaken, and you can have like progression trees where you unlock additional commands or get more breath, things like that.
That sounds really good, but I would never play that. I am so bad at puzzle games and platformers. I'm just like, nope, I'm out.
Love them.
I'm out. I'm so bad.
Alternatively, the Nalthis multi-level marketing simulator, where you have to keep convincing your friends.
Oh, you mean Elantris?
Yeah.
Or do you mean Nalthis?
No, I mean Nalthis.
Oh, okay.
You recruit people to give you their breath so that they'll go recruit people to get their breath.
Oh, okay. Well, because we already have Aurelon, which is like actually like you could just do an MLM like simulator. It's just like, all right, you're trying to make money. Yeah.
I can see a game that's like a first-person adventure type thing. Like, I haven't played it, but maybe like Assassin's Creed or like Prince of Persia comes to mind, where you're getting like you get breath and like that levels you up. But if you lose it, then you lose certain powers, and like you have some sort of mission in the city. I don't know what it is, but the breath is kind of the magic that you have to collect.
Yeah, I can see that. Pretty much the only thing I don't want to see is an MMO set in any of these worlds. Like, I want a very targeted, curated, like, it can be very open world or nearly open world, right? But I want something that is like, that has a story that drives you in a certain direction. And sure, you can go explore things and you can see the worlds that we have grown to love over however many years. But it's not just, you go and hit things with like allomancy or...
Yeah, I don't think an MMO would work. But wow, there's a lot more video games than I thought that would work in Cosmere. Tons.
Yeah, it's a very hard thing to tell a good story in an MMO. And I will say, like, unless you go the Final Fantasy route where your leveling is basically a single player game that sometimes you have to do a dungeon. Like, Final Fantasy has an incredible story, but it's also not very typical MMO.
It's basically Guild
while
Wars
you're
as
going
well.
through.
You can just do it. It's just a single player game, basically, that you have to be online for some reason.
Like it's it's like an RPG, and then you get to end game, and MMO things start happening a little more.
Yeah. Oh boy. Other questions, you guys? What do you guys want to talk about? I don't know. It's nice. It's nice to do some chatting.
Awesome. But I forgot what they were.
Gray.
Well, I mean, it's just very difficult to do MMO stories well, which I don't think is a controversial statement. Like, obviously you can.
You were there when Shadowbringers made me sob openly for like 5 minutes. I'm not saying Final Fantasy XIV is a bad story.
Oh,
but also,
Guild Wars 2 is a MMO, yeah.
Very much an exception in the genre. The genre, I think, does not naturally lend itself well to good storytelling. Yeah. You got to put a lot of work in if you want a really dynamic story in an MMO.
Yeah. Highly recommend Guild Wars 2. No subscription. It's nice. Free to play. Basically the best demo that you could get. The entire original base game that you'd pay $50 for is completely free. There you go.
You should support Pooba a little more in gaming, because every time somebody asks about an MMO to play, poor Pooba is like, I'm going to tell you about Guild Wars, even though there's 17 other people talking about Final Fantasy. Please try it. It's really good.
I think the real Cosmere video game that we all need is the Cosmere cooking simulator.
Yeah. I'll go support Pooba though. I've definitely haven't put 7,000 hours into Guild Wars 2. That'd be silly.
I hardcore respect. Pooba is fighting the good fight for Guild Wars, and I'm like, I don't even want to push Final Fantasy too much. There's enough proselytizing out there.
You didn't even buy the desert expansion, Alex. Thought I could get you in with the deserts. Boo.
All you younglings with your MMOs, and I'm just here thinking, Baldur's Gate 2 is the best video game ever.
You say that, but I come here with Neverwinter Nights to challenge your opinion.
Neverwinter Nights is solid, but it does not have the depth of storytelling or the depth of modding that the Baldur's Gate games do. I mean, there are so many mods that have been written for Baldur's Gate because the Infinity Engine made it so easy to do.
Yeah,
like, there are certain mods that I won't play without anymore, like the unfinished business mods and certain NPCs to add. It adds even more depth to what was already a very deep game.
I saw Cosmere dating sim from Fuzzy Dino in chat, and I am here for that. Like, give me. I have.
Yasna.
Yes, but also, I have said this before. Like, just give me Dream Daddy, but with like Cosmere dads.
Gray threw out Silverlight visual novel a little while back. That would be fun too.
Be fun.
Yeah, I don't know how that would work, but I'm interested.
I still like this cooking idea that Grace mentioned.
Yeah, and then you just have like different things from different like worlds, and it's like you're a cook at like a Silverlight restaurant with all the different foods from different planets.
Someone's like,
what if you had
God.
to travel around and like learn from different people? So, like, you go to Roshar and you learn from Rock, and then you go somewhere else, and I don't know anywhere.
And you learn from Kayin.
And just imagine like you're on Roshar and you accidentally give like a man woman's food, and they get like so offended and leave you mad.
Then like someone comes to your restaurant and I'm like, oh, I'm so sick of crabs, but like because they're from Roshar. That'd be good.
Speaking of Roshar and food, Ben and Lucy's video on the chowder is just, that looks so good.
Yeah.
I really wanted to eat some of it.
Only patrons know about it. Don't tell them.
Sorry.
Spoilers. There's a video coming out this next
I didn't
week.
realize it wasn't out yet.
Oh, yeah, it's not out yet.
Okay. Congratulations to the 87 of you, half of which are probably patrons anyway.
Please look forward to it.
You'll see.
Sneak peek of what is coming.
It has an excellent thumbnail, so definitely watch it.
Yes.
The video quality is getting better and better. Don't you worry. This
when
week.
Does it come out?
This week.
Yeah, like
Thursday.
Yeah.
As a Minecraft player, I like Punny's suggestion of Minecraft, but it's still on Roshar and you're screwed because there's no wood, just stone.
But Punny, there is wood though. There are entire forests.
Yep. That is true.
It's not that there's no wood. There's totally wood. I don't understand how there's actually forests on Roshar, but apparently there's a lot of wood because they had tons of lumber yards to make the bridges. And Ash and I went into the forest. Like, okay.
A lot of the trees are trees that have adaptations to survive the high storms, like the ones that essentially form they form a wall, right? All of their branches kind of intermingle together. Or the ones like the drop to the ground when there's a storm.
I guess this just hasn't been described sufficiently well to me to understand how Rosharan forests actually work, and that would have been really nice in like an Eshadai flashback to like understand that, because it still doesn't quite fit for me. But yeah,
I mean, all you need is enough wood to create a pickaxe, and then you're set. Then you can hide from the high storm and from all the monsters that are presumably there in your little 2-block hole that you've put a block on top and you can't see because you don't have any torches. This is how I play Minecraft.
The thing is, soil is not really a necessity on Roshar because they don't get their nutrients from soil, they get them from Krem, and the high storms continuously deposit those.
Now, this stream is now Kremcast.
Yep. No. There will be a Kremcast eventually, I'm sure.
How are we gonna do a Krem? Like we
No, there's things about like I know David wants to talk about like the plate tectonics and the lack of thereof, and just the geology of it all. He's very interested in that.
Okay,
it's like the geology of Roshar.
But you know, when we're digging in the dumpsters for podcast ideas when we get to Kremcast, so you'll just have to wait for that. But it is not difficult for us to have podcast ideas, because I think it will be very easy to get through to Lost Metal, because
I put a new podcast suggestion in content creation while we were recording.
Oh well, I can't look at that right now. So
boy.
I mean, you could, I guess, but
probably
I
mean,
everyone would.
But, I'm streaming.
But the point is, we are not low on podcast ideas. We can always come up with more.
Yeah. Like there's so many Rhythm of War topics that we still haven't gotten to yet. That's like we're like barely even delving super deep into getting Rhythm of War podcast ideas. Even still, like not even close.
Yep. And we have to like get Mistborn ones in there still. It's like, oh man, there's just so much.
Yeah, and then Lost Metal will come out, and that'll sustain us through until Stormlight 5. Easy.
We'll need to do some Alcatraz podcasts in there somewhere.
Oh, yeah, Alcatraz 6 reactions at some point. One of these.
I mean, not only that, but like I would love to talk about the talents and like the mythology of and the world building around talents, essentially.
Yeah, they're nice quick reads. No one will listen to them, but those episodes. But you could.
We are gonna have fun recording them.
And they'll be Defiant as well before Stormlight 5.
Yep, plenty to do. We need a Palmcast named the Podcast. Well, there will be a mini Palmcast in an Era 2 thing. I think we talked about her for like a half hour, and we talked about what we needed to talk about. So you'll see that eventually. We made lots of door jokes yesterday, so try and figure out what the episode we recorded yesterday. All sorts of doors. The door, a door the singer, plenty of options. No. We're gonna do a Cosmere Beast round 2. I think that will. We owe patrons a live streamed podcast, and I believe it will be Cosmere Beefs 2. And it'll be Brandon Beefs 2. Maybe we should just call it Brandon Beefs 2. But yeah.
I mean, 2 is so close to the word stew, so it just sounds like Brandon Beef Stew.
Brandon Beef Stew. That's right.
So apparently we're cooking Brandon and turning into cannibals.
Oh dear.
The secret Sanderson recipe.
That's a different magic system, I think.
Oh no.
More gruesome than hemalurgy. You cook them and then eat them and gain their magical powers. But yeah. I don't know. What do you guys want to do? I'm so out of it. Lux 2? Oh man, that's bold. I don't know if Lux 2 will come out soon.
I don't even.
Be a lot.
Is there even Lux 2?
Apparently, I think they said that if people like Lux, there could be a sequel. Yeah.
Well, but if.
Yeah. We need questions in chat.
I know.
There's definitely a lot less
people
people
wish to
viewing
know.
this one at this time.
Yeah, this is. I mean,
This
I think the afternoon
Sorry,
North
that's
America
my
times
fault.
are probably the hoppinest.
Oh, there better be a Lux 2 after that ending. Okay, good to know. So I'm sure Brandon will get on that sometime, maybe. Which arm is your favorite?
Lopin's new one.
Arm?
Yeah, I don't know.
What?
I don't know. I don't know how
I'm
to respond to that.
right-handed, so I am rather fond of that arm because it works my dominant hand,
This is the content we're
without
doing.
which I am helpless.
yeah, I
Welcome.
don't know if I can choose because I'm rather attached to both of them.
Yes, that is true.
By the way, if you like puns, I have to plug Jungle Cruise, which was like if you have low expectations, like you'll really like it.
Oh, see, that was my problem. You and Jess hyped it up for me, so I went. Into that
Yeah,
movie
that
with
is.
too
I
many
think that is the
expectations.
problem because like Jess and I had such low expectations. Like, wow, this is actually good. But then we told you, and then you saw Jungle Cruise, and
Your
like, okay,
expectations are so much higher.
Yeah, then the expectations are higher. So, so
Like,
Jungle Cruise
I just
sucks.
wanted a
It
movie
sucks.
that entertained me, and it like above and beyond that. But yeah,
I don't
I
wanna,
definitely recommend it.
Yeah, I don't want to talk about spoilers about Green Knight, but that movie was not very good.
I have seen.
It was strange, and I mean, it was.
I really want to see it.
It was someone's cup of tea.
Yeah,
It
I
wasn't
just don't
mine,
know.
but it was
who's
someone
very
else's.
odd, and that intrigues me.
I have seen
It was
both
weird.
of those, and I have seen
was-
Free Guy in the last week, and I would recommend Free Guy of those three.
Okay. I mean, Ryan Reynolds, he's always fun.
Oh
Yeah,
yeah,
I
I do
think
need
I've
to see that one.
seen
I
a
understand going into Green
full-length
Knight,
movie this
you are
year.
getting a deeply weird movie where not even the characters necessarily know what's going on, and there's some very poor life choices made because our main character and his mother are both idiots. And there you go.
Everyone's
it.
an idiot in that movie.
I find that relatable, actually.
I just didn't like the sound mixing of that movie because I found.
Oh
the
yeah.
people very weird.
That movie would be significantly more watchable if you could just have subtitles on for it. Totally.
Oh my god!
Like
it just
yeah.
They put text on screen and it's just not readable.
Oh yeah. They did like
really
an
bad
old
text
English,
choice.
like ye olde English sort of font, and it's just not readable at all. And I'm just like having to focus on that so much.
Also,
There is a cool question in chat.
Uh-huh.
TC wants to know what our number one hobby or obsession is outside of the Sanderson fandom.
Ooh.
I do not understand.
And it tends to switch around for me a lot. I have recently been very into Minecraft YouTube.
Okay. All right. Cool.
I was
I
gonna
don't know
say
that I can pick just one because I crochet lots of things and I make costumes and I do other crafty things and I need
You are
to
very
make
crafty.
things.
And you write
And
books.
I write, but I don't know that I can really qualify that as a hobby anymore since I'm trying to do it like to sell stuff.
Yeah, but it's
But-
like outside of,
Yeah.
the Brandon fandom. So this is where you plug your books.
Oh,
yeah.
Obviously.
Once I have a book done, I've only got a short story out so far.
Yeah.
But I've got 2 more in the works. One is due at the end of the month. The other one is due fairly soon after that. And one of them is a guaranteed acceptance.
Nice, very nice.
Nice.
very fun.
Yeah.
I was gonna say,
I also
Yeah,
do
yeah.
crochet, but also can't choose just one thing. So yeah, I do crochet, and I'm also doing YouTube videos at the moment on books and trying to widen my horizons.
Yep. I help.
And by that I
sometimes.
mean like just read other things in the genres I already read.
Yep.
That aren't
And
Brandon
unicorns.
Sanderson.
I just haven't put his
Oh my
mane and tail
gosh!
on yet.
They're so cute.
because he still needs hair, but
What is he?
he's a tiny unicorn.
Unicorn, cute.
I'm-
Cute.
Okay, so let me go get the bucket.
While she does that, I think my pretty much only hobby outside of Sanderson is gaming.
Mm-hmm.
Yay!
What games?
This is going to JordanCon once we get a full strength JordanCon.
Nice.
Because I have a lot of friends who need to get tiny crocheted unicorns.
Ooh, nice.
Aw.
And I just keep adding to the bin.
Nice.
Nice.
I wanna jump in.
Unicorns
Yeah.
everywhere.
Have we seen What If? Regardless of whether we have or not,
We should not spoil
we should not spoil that.
Yeah.
And I don't know if we have an official policy on this, but we generally try not to talk about media that is kind of ongoing. So like when WandaVision was coming out, we weren't
Yeah.
talking about
Yeah.
WandaVision and stuff like that.
Yeah,
So,
I think we did a patron outtake when we blabbed after a bathroom break, and it's like, and then we clearly labeled WandaVision spoilers, for example.
yeah. But I have seen the 2 episodes of What If that have come out, and I have loved both of them.
They've both been quite enjoyable.
Yeah. You were answering what games you play, Evgeny.
I mean, I guess technically I was right. It's been WoW for a long time for me, right? It's a comfort game. It's like I do things in there. Obviously, there's stuff happening, but I'm keeping up. Played through some Tomb Raiders a while back, earlier this year, right?
Which ones?
The new trilogy. So
Okay.
Tomb Raider, Tomb Raider, Rise of the Tomb Raider, Shadow of the Tomb Raider. I am like 40% done with.
Cool.
I started a Tomb Raider recently. I can't remember which one, but it's good. Tomb Raider games are great. They're really good.
Is it the one that starts with a shipwreck?
No, she starts on a mountain.
Like winter, snow type of stuff?
Yeah.
Okay, so you're playing Rise of the Tomb Raider. That's the second game.
Okay.
Okay.
That was so funny when you tried to play that on your Mac, Jess.
I downloaded
Mac
Parallels
gaming.
to see if I could play it through that, and the
That's so
answer was
funny.
no. Just
like
not
any
at
camera
all.
movement was just like the most
Cool.
stuttery, like the dialogue there, just like one character was just saying "vamos" is just "vamos, vamos, 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 vamos" is just like looping forever.
Oh,
It's like
God.
that's not playable.
Amazing.
And this is how I decided that I needed to get boot camp instead of using a virtual machine.
Yeah.
I will say my obsession currently, you can find me and Gray and a couple other regulars in the new gaming voice chat just about every day playing Final Fantasy XIV.
I'd say you can
I'm
join me
trying
playing
to-
Guild Wars, but I basically just play by myself, and
I've been kind of trying to throw streams on every so often, just in case people are like curious. I feel like we have a lot of times where like people will hop in for a second and then immediately leave, and I'm like, oh no, please, you can hang out. We'll just chat about
to be
stuff.
fair, when you don't know anything about Final Fantasy 14, it is not remotely interesting. Like as far as streams go, I think MMOs are not particularly watchable.
They're
to
not
be
very
honest.
fun to watch usually.
If you
Unless
don't
you're
know the game.
doing like, it's fun to watch people play the MSQ, but which is the like main story. But it's more fun if you have already done the MSQ yourself. Like the story is really, really good, but I am already through the main story, so yeah. But yeah, if you ever just want to hang out, we also just chat about random. Like I went on a tangent about Cosmere fandom history the other night. It was kind of fun, which I still think we should do a podcast about. I think it would be fun to do a retrospective.
Throw it in the sheet.
I know we should.
We have a whole sheet now.
Suffix Friend's suggestion about a shipping episode. I think I'm probably the shippiest person on right now.
Oh, I'm very shippy as well.
Jump into the ship with you.
Yeah, I will join you, me hearties. I'll bring the rum.
I haven't done very much shippy content for Cosmere lately, but it's been a while since I did Cosmere fan content. Someday I might get back to like fanficking.
Yeah.
But,
you don't want to make YouTube videos for us, Alex?
About Cosmere ships?
Yeah, sure.
Listen, it was one of those things where I thought I was going to get back into it for Relainerin, And then Brandon said that, because I was like, this is something that's never going to be canon, but I'm going to explore this space anyway because it's not going to happen and I'm going to have fun with the idea. And then as soon as Brandon said that it was like, that's where he's planning to take the characters, I was like, oh, I don't have to do it anymore. Brandon's going to do it for me.
Nice.
Oops.
I think we should do Who's That Cosmic Character and then wrap.
We could.
All right.
What do you
Sounds
think?
good.
I guess my other non-Brandon things are gaming, and sometimes I write books. Maybe sometimes I need to write more, but with work and Brandon stuff, I don't have a lot of time.
Yeah, it's
Time's
surprising
hard to
how
come
much time this fandom consumes when you are running it.
Yeah.
Especially like Coppermine projects. Like, wow, those take a really long time sometimes.
Something fun that happened at the Comic-Con today.
Oh yeah.
So I was there in my my Mistborn outfit, and I was at a booth, and one of my nieces was getting something there, and he was like, your Mist cloak is really cool. And I'm like, oh, thanks. And we got talking, and I'm like, well, so how big of a fan are you? He's like, pretty big. I'm like, oh, are you on the shard at all? He's like, yes.
Say that.
I'm one of the moderators. And his eyes got really big.
Oh, that's hilarious.
And you could just see this moment of awe, and I'm like,
oh, that's hilarious.
Okay, I didn't quite mean to do that. I'm not really sure that I deserved that, but it was cool.
Yeah.
You know,
it is funny when
similar...
people are so in the fandom that it's like, wow, I meet you in person. It's very rare, honestly.
He lurks on the shard. I don't even know what his username was, but he said he doesn't really post. He just reads stuff,
which is fair, right?
I
had a
every so often I find people with like obviously Cosmere names in games and stuff, and I'll like shoot them a message like, "Hey, Syl Lightsong, are you a Cosmere fan?"
Oh yeah. There was a Sylphrena pattern in Guild Wars. Every time I'm in a group with them or I see one in Guild Wars, I'm like, gotta whisper them, gotta tell them about the shard. You know,
I found a bun girl Yasna in Yulmore the other day, and I always ask them like, "Hey, do you hang out in like Cosmere spaces online? Like, are you on 17th Shard?" And usually I get like, "No, not really." Or like, I tried 17th Shard, but it was really big and there were lots of people, so I left. And I was like, that's valid.
Yeah.
We are pretty big.
Valid critique. Not a lot we can do about that, unfortunately.
Just ban people.
All right.
See, I had this going for another fandom because there was someone in the Discord the other day. I was like, I know what your username is a reference to, and I'm very pleased by that. Nice. One of my really close online friends who doesn't come on the shop very often at the moment, like, she messaged me on Tumblr just because we were both posting like Shadowhunter stuff. It's like, yeah, are you a Shadowhunter fan and a Cosmere fan? And now we're incredibly close friends.
Yeah.
So username's great.
Nice.
All right, let's do the thing.
Let's do it.
All right, I found one for us.
Awesome, great. Do you want to do the intro?
Should I do the whole spiel?
Yeah, let's do it.
All right, listeners, welcome to Who's That Cosmere Character? You know how the game is played. You send an email to wtcc@17thshard.com with 5 clues and the character that those clues correspond to. I read each clue aloud, and after each one, our panelists will have the chance to guess who's that Cosmere character. Let's begin.
It's so weird not hearing the who's that Cosmic character sound when you're so used to like listening to them.
Yeah, like all the clues we all edited it in post. Like no one sees them when we're actually
we have to try and keep track of them.
Which honestly makes the game significantly harder.
So we need to close up the chat.
Yeah. Okay. Bye, chat.
Sorry, guys, we can't see you anymore.
Yeah.
So you can't help us.
Okay. Hopefully, mods in the chat will keep you good.
This one was sent in by Orville Redenbacher.
Oh, okay.
Clue 1. This character failed.
Kaladin.
It's not Kaladin. What did you say?
I said Tanavast.
It is not Tanavast.
Deft.
It is not Teft.
Elend.
It is not Elend.
Alendi.
It is Alendi.
Oh, nice. Nice. Easy. Nailed it.
Okay, the other clues
Good
were,
job.
this character did not appear on screen. This character was betrayed by a close friend.
Nice.
This character was not who everyone thought they were. And this character was murdered by one of their servants.
Yes. Nice.
Very nice.
That's a good set of clues.
That's good. That's good.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah, actually, these are very good clues.
Yeah. Well done. Well done.
Unfortunately, it was guessed on the first one.
No, we didn't get to like the full
I've never
experience.
done that before, so
Yeah.
I'm very pleased.
Congrats.
Nice.
All right. And this next one was sent in by Shazub0i on Discord.
Yes. Them. Hello. Welcome. Sorry for. Yes.
I'm sorry, I am not great at pronouncing real names, let alone Discord handles. Alright. Clue 1. This character has participated in multiple battles.
Dalinar.
It is not Dalinar.
Just gotta. You know.
Taln.
It is not Taln.
Ham.
It is not Ham.
Kaladin.
It is not Kaladin.
Look at all of you guessing main characters.
Look, sometimes they are main characters.
You got to get them out of the way.
Yeah.
Yep.
Teft.
It is not Teft. Clue 2. This character has seen a thunderclast.
Kalak.
It is not Kalak.
Okay.
Yasna?
It is not Yasna.
Renarin.
It is not Renarin.
How many people were in the Battle of Thanefield?
It is not Nail.
Yeah, you could legit just guess every herald still.
Yeah, I know.
Or am I waiting on someone? Sorry, I got to.
Yeah, you're waiting on me. I'm trying to remember the name of one of the Thalen guys, but I can't. So I guess Adlin.
Was Clue 2 has seen a thunderclast?
Yeah. What was yours, Argent?
Adlin.
It is not Adlin.
What if it's one of the thunderclasts that was in the Battle of Thanefield because they saw the other thunderclast?
Possible.
Clue 3. This character has been the subject of many Bridge 4 conversations.
Huh.
Many?
Dalinar.
It is not Dalinar.
That is the second time Dalinar has been guessed.
Wasn't Dalinar 2 clues ago either.
Oh, okay. I did
said-
not realize Dalinar's been guessed. Okay, I'll keep thinking.
Odium?
It is not Odium.
Venli.
It is not Venli.
I don't know. Bridge 4 has ever talked about her.
Oh shit, I forgot that clue. I'm doing so good. I'm doing so well.
Weird clue.
What does that mean?
Has
Oh.
rocks too.
Did I guess? I don't think I guessed, right?
No.
Okay,
For this clue.
Syl.
It is not Syl.
Oh, I thought that was so good.
It was a good one.
At the battle, you know?
Stormfather?
It is not the Stormfather.
Okay. Nice.
Goodness.
Great guess there.
I mean, Chat has already guessed it, but Chat has guessed everything at this point. So, like,
Yeah. Chat has the advantage of that. There's 83 of them currently.
That is why we're not allowed to look at chat.
Exactly.
I guess. Rock.
Anyway.
Rock.
It is not Rock, though I didn't
Oh,
actually
no.
tell them who guessed it correctly in Chat.
That's okay. You tell them at the end.
Clue 4. This character has been seen interacting with a herald.
Can I get all the clues again? I
Alright, all
can't
the clues,
remember
yes.
them.
Participated in multiple battles, has seen a thunderclast, has been the subject of many Bridge 4 conversations, has been seen interacting with a herald.
Is it Zeth?
It is not Zeth.
I don't.
Moash?
It is not Moash.
I don't like the third clue. Can I trade that for a different clue?
What is the subject?
Call a friend.
It is Jezrien.
Yeah, that's why I didn't like it.
Oh.
Why is that?
Because they swear by Jezrien, I assume is the reason the clue is there.
Yeah, but like that's
hence my issue with the clue, right?
It's not the
I probably would
subject
not
of
have
the
counted that
conversation.
as a subject.
What was the fifth clue?
Fifth clue was this character has held an honor blade.
But like, yeah, I don't agree with like that. Just because you swear by them doesn't mean that that's the subject of the conversation. That's not what that means.
So I imagine like I get where this is coming from. Like the clue could have easily been this character is somebody Bridge4 has mentioned a lot or whatever.
Yeah.
So you had to connect to the spiritual ideal of the third clue to get where you need to go.
Yes.
Yeah.
Well, I can't connect to Jezrien because he's dead.
Nope.
Gone.
You put him in a jam, he loses all connections.
Oops.
Forgot to poke holes in your herald trap. And they
you got to air them out. I mean, everyone does that. You know,
the fuse come back later like, look,
water.
Guys, we got a herald. And it's like, no,
jingle,
the herald dead. Gotta give us some air holes.
Didn't you see the little lightning bug alarm flash as he died?
No, he just went to Levis farm in upstate Yakoved, and we just got a different herald.
Yep. Well, I think we are about wrapped up. A little shorter than before, but Rosemary did just, rock who's that Cosmere character, so I blame her. But
sorry.
But you're the birthday girl, so you
channeled Ian for a brief moment in time.
Yeah.
Birthday magic.
Birthday magic. You did great. So
you were full of investiture.
Thank you, everyone, for the happy birthdays.
Yeah, we will do another stream sometime.
That's actually what the if you draw the Aeon and Ian's profile like in the air, that's actually what it does. It like gives you the who's that Cosmere character.
Remember that for next time.
Yeah.
Somebody is going to have to tell him that we said that since he's doing D&D.
Oh, but he better watch
this is recorded. We could just like send him the link with the specific time point.
I'm gonna be honest. I'm not sure if Ian watches any Shardcast episodes. I think he just goes on them, and I don't think he watches any of them.
I do not.
Yeah.
I've already talked about not
I watch some of them.
Yeah.
Every so often, I'll listen to the first 20 minutes of a Shardcast episode and then forget to go back to it.
Can't say I do, but that's usually because I'm editing them, and I'm like, okay, I never
You're on most of them.
Again. Yeah.
I mean, when you edit them, it's kind of like you are listening to them anyway.
Yeah.
So,
although one that I had gone back to multiple times was the Cosmere Beefs one. That is still. I'm so sad we don't have that on video. So we'll have to get some good rants for Cosmere Beefs too. Yeah. Beef stew.
Got one.
Nice.
TC, I will say it gets easier to watch and listen to yourself on video the more that you do it.
Oh, yeah.
There is kind of like an uncanny valley that you just sort of like, the more exposure you have to recordings of yourself, the less weird it gets.
Yeah.
The problem becomes when you get annoyed when you are like watching an episode and then other people who are not you start talking, and I'm like, guys, shut up. Let me listen to myself.
Definitely when, at least I found when editing, like I just got over it very quickly because you have to listen to the whole thing. You don't really have a choice.
I just my voice is much higher pitched than it sounds in my head because I'm hearing an echo in my head, and I'm like, oh right, I do have the voice of a My Little Pony.
Are any of us going to DragonCon? That's a good question, chat.
No, I don't think any of us are.
I don't even know what it is, so not me.
Go to DragonCon the best of times because it's just too much.
It's like 30,000 people.
Oh my god!
Oh my god!
No!
I don't think I ever want to go to a con now. Like
I've never been to a con.
80,000 lately. I think it's going to be a lot less than that this year.
Honestly, even JordanCon was a bit too many people for me. And that was this year, which was very limited in people. I'm like, that was too many people.
Yeah, the closest I've gotten to
with JordanCon when you can just like camp out in the Sander track room, because then you're just around a lot of the same people all the time, and you get to know them, and that makes a difference, especially your first couple of years. But this year was just so weird with all the panel size restrictions and everything that it was just all discombobulated. I mean, it was JordanCon, but it was a very strange JordanCon. It didn't quite feel right.
I think in pandemic life, I'm just like, I don't really like people that much, like in person. Like it's really fun. It's really fun, but like there's like a lot of people. You know, like that Atlanta security line. I'm like, I'm good actually. Like this is the worst.
Oh, that was weird.
I've never seen Atlanta's security line like that before.
There were several YouTube comments that were like, Atlanta is always like this for me. I need to leave an hour early for Atlanta. So that's what they say.
Yeah, I think like next time, definitely getting to the airport earlier than we did. But it was fun, guys. We made our plane because it was delayed.
Yeah, because the plane.
I went.
Part of it is because I always leave on Monday instead of Sunday, and that makes a difference in how busy the airport is.
Oh yeah, I imagine so.
Yeah, I'm sure.
The only time I've flown since the pandemic was I went home for like the whole holiday season for like a month and a half. And the day that I flew back, my flight was completely full, which was very uncomfortable at the pandemic. And I found out it was because it was the day before the Capitol riots, and it was a lot of people from out of town.
Yikes!
I thought there were, a lot of political t-shirts, but on that flight to DC,
boy. Also,
it was not comfortable.
James says DragonCon has been over 80,000 before, but he thinks it will only be 20,000 people. I'm good.
It's lower this year than normal, but 80,000 has been the norm lately.
Wow,
it's too much. It was too much for me back in 2013. Last time I went, when it was like 50,000. I'm like, no, I'm not doing this.
I'm glad for all those 80,000 people, but I do not think I will ever be joining you for that.
No, that is incomprehensible to me. Like I went to a couple of BlizzCons, and those are 30 to 35,000 people.
Yeah,
and I had a lot of fun, but like I have a lot more fun at JordanCon because it is not 30,000 people, right? Yeah. And so I can't even imagine 80,000.
And the other thing with DragonCon is that it's not in one hotel, it's in 7. So
oh my god,
it's spread across. Okay. It's basically taken over all of the hotels in downtown Atlanta.
Okay.
So if you're walking from panel to panel, sometimes you are walking a few blocks out.
Yeah, and it's in Atlanta.
Labor Day weekend heat in Atlanta. And is
DragonCon just like a general fantasy convention, or is it?
Yeah, it is.
Not like about a specific.
Yeah, it's general sci-fi fantasy, and they have a lot of media guests. And one of the really cool things about getting to go is that when you actually got to see Sylvester McCoy in person, and that was amazing because he was my doctor when I was a kid. So that was really cool, and he was wonderful. When he does panels, he doesn't have, when people are asking questions, he doesn't have them come up to a microphone. No, he insists on having a wireless mic so he can walk around among people.
That's nice.
He's really personable. It's wonderful.
Headcanon. Yeah, I googled why Atlanta sucked so bad. The airport, not the city. Though it is way too warm, I don't like it. But apparently Atlanta is the busiest airport in the world, which honestly wouldn't have guessed that. I would have guessed it would be another American city.
Delta Airlines' hometown. It's their main hub.
God, why is that airport so crappy then? Like, wow, that's not a fan. But it
had some very interesting art pieces. Oh wait, no, I think that was SFO.
No, that was
Never
SFO.
Mind.
Yeah.
I was say Denver has the haunted screaming demon horse and all of the weird conspiracies.
What?
Oh, you should look up stuff about the Denver airport. It's wild.
I do like Denver's airport, but I haven't seen the haunted demon horse.
Oh yeah, it screams and its eyes glow red.
I don't think I've seen that one.
There's all kinds of fun conspiracy theories about the Denver airport too, being like a secret alien base or something.
I mean, it is a bit of a strange airport, but I do like
a
it.
little weird.
If we're going to talk
reading
about
back through the chat, there is one more thing about DragonCon. If you're going to DragonCon and you're going to be in at any of the Cosmere Wheel of Time panels, or even in the general high fantasy track, the person who runs the high fantasy track at DragonCon is the chair of JordanCon. And the person running the Cosmere track, the Cosmere panel, is the Sandra track director. That's Billy. He's going to be the moderator of that panel, and because he was sending out calls for people. So if you go to the high fantasy track at DragonCon, you will meet JordanCon people. Yeah. So you won't meet us, but you will maybe meet some friends of ours.
Nice.
You meet people who have met us.
Cat. All right, guys.
The blob has eyes now.
that was a fun digression about airports, but this is the content you come for, I guess. Welcome. Hello. We're gonna get out of here. We will have the podcast out sometime tomorrow, and then the next one will be a week after that. Do some JordanCon mobs, and then there will be other things. So we'll see. Meow. Oh, what a cutie.
All right, let's get out of here.
All right, bye guys.
Bye.
Peace.
Bye.